It is beautiful to see Joe's legacy honored in such an amazing way, to see a standing ovation. And I know it's just the first of many opportunities that we will have to give him the applause that he is due. I was emailing with one of our longtime donors yesterday, Beverly Knuckles, and she was mentioning the transition, and I couldn't help but say about Joe, he's a pro-life legend. He's a pro-life hero, and it's a privilege for me that I have been around this organization for 17 years. I've been on the board. I've been a supporter. I've been a banquet attender. I've been a donor, and I've been on staff now for 7 years. And I'm very, very grateful for the opportunity to now serve as the acting director, the acting executive director during such an important season for Texas Alliance for Life. Today, I want to go beyond just listing our legislative accomplishments in the 89th regular session and our efforts in the special sessions now. I want to also share stories behind them, because every one of our legislative victories made possible by your support represents real people, real families, and real lives changed. When I think about why we do this work, I think about people like Andrew and Jacqueline Smith. They're the reason that we show up at the Capitol day after day, people like them and their families. I remember sitting alongside the Senate chamber in one of the hard wooden chairs as my friend Andrew shared the story of their beautiful daughter, Gemma, with the Health and Human Services Committee. Andrew is a tall man with a quiet strength, and he spoke humbly and vulnerably about the impact that her life had on their family. Gemma was blessed with an extra 18th chromosome, trisomy 18. Doctors recommended abortion, but Andrew and Jacqueline chose hope. Gemma was born at 38 weeks. Her heart rate had dropped, and she entered the world via emergency C-section. She was baptized by her daddy, held by her parents, and surrounded by love for the 28 hours that she had lived before passing away on February 1st. Her life, though brief, is paving the way for more families like hers to receive the care they need and deserve. Because of stories like Gemma's and because of your unwavering support, this past regular session, we celebrated major wins in compassionate care. We have this amazing graph up here that shows those legislative accomplishments. You might have seen it on social media. But SB 1233 was one such bill that Gemma's story helped pave the way for. And that's by Senator Kelly Hancock and Representative Valerie Swanson, which ensures mothers receive information about perinatal palliative care when given a life-limiting or fatal diagnosis for their unborn child. Every family facing this journey deserves support, compassion, and real options, not the pressure to abort. Another bill is HB 37, also known as Everly's Law, and that was by Representative Plisa and Senator Joan Huffman, and it provides training and grants so every Texas hospital can offer bereavement care and cooling devices for families who face stillbirth or newborn loss. We believe every life matters, and no baby should be discriminated against because of a diagnosis. While those bills are about compassion in the hardest moments, we also made incredible progress in protecting life and strengthening Texas's pro-life framework. Senate Bill 1 by Senator Huffman and Representative Greg Bonin invests $200 million into the Thriving Texas Families Program, expanding resources for women, babies, and families. SB 31, the Life of the Mother Act, was one we worked hard on. That was authored by Senator Brian Hughes and Representative Charlie Guerin, and it ensures physicians and attorneys working in hospital settings receive continuing medical education and continuing legal education to ensure that they understand the standard of care that Texas law allows and women deserve when they're facing a threat to their life or health arising from a pregnancy. It also streamlines the medical necessity exception language across statute just to make it clear with one simple definition, and that further helps to clear up any misunderstanding people may have, although we do believe the law was already clear. That was one of Texas Alliance for Life's top priorities. And we're so grateful that it passed. And it is just paving the way for women to receive the standard of care that they deserve and the law allows. And we can see there's been a lot of misinformation in the media. You guys have probably seen it. We've talked about it. And one of the things that we point to a lot, we've done news releases. We didn't do one this month, but it's something called the Health and Human Services Induced Termination of Pregnancy Report. And this report is data that's reported to the state by physicians in hospital settings that show the number of abortions that are happening. Now, the abortions that are happening under the medical necessity exception are tracked as such, and these are tragic and rare situations where those babies are wanted, absolutely, and the mother faced a threat to her life or health, and so the physician had to perform a medically necessary abortion. And we can see that 207 of those have taken place, as you can see on this chart here, over the course of months since the Human Life Protection Act took effect. And that just shows that there are physicians in Texas that clearly understand the law. Now, the Life of the Mother Act was really just to provide education because there is a lot of misinformation out there. We want to do all we can for those physicians who, for whatever reason, were believing the misinformation or weren't clear on the law that we believe the language was clear on, receive everything that they need to fully provide the standard of care the law allows. And so we can see by that chart that the law is protecting lives as intended, and we believe that that will happen even more so now that this bill has passed. SB 33 by Senator Donna Campbell and Representative Candy Noble stops taxpayer resources from being used to aid or fund abortion travel and logistics. SB 1388 by Representative James Frank and Senator Lois Kolkhorst strengthens thriving Texas families by ensuring that state funds go only to life-affirming organizations. And we are working towards more victories in the first and now special 89th, first and second special sessions for the 89th legislative session. House Bill 6 by Representative Leach addresses the illegal trafficking of chemical abortion drugs into Texas, drugs that harm women and take babies' lives. We've been involved in some advocacy work on that one. And HB 70 by Representative Ellen Troxclair would prohibit minors from being taken out of state for abortions without parental consent. We also champion legislation that honors life and educates future generations. SCR 19 authorizes the Texas Life Monument at the Capitol to honor the strength of motherhood and the bond between mother and child. SB 1207 ensures Texas students learn about adoption, the topic we're here to learn more about today, as part of the parenting and paternity awareness curriculum in schools. SB 456 increases the penalty for the illegal sale of human organs. Each of these bills is a win worth celebrating, not just because of the policies that they create, but because of the people they protect. And that's not all we have to celebrate. You may have heard recently Planned Parenthood announced it is closing. It is closing its massive 7-story monstrosity, is what I call it. Their Houston facility, once the largest abortion facility in the Western Hemisphere, it ended countless lives, including through late-term abortion, which is horrific. That ended in 2022 when the Human Life Protection Act took effect. Now that facility will close its doors forever on September 30th, 2025. From working to defund Planned Parenthood to promoting the Human Life Protection Act as a top priority, Texas Alliance for Life and the work of Dr. Joe Poyman played a key role in seeing this day come. And remember that ITOP chart we showed earlier? One of the things I intentionally did not highlight then, but I'm going to highlight it now, is that reported elective abortions in Texas remain at 0, which is wonderful. We are committed to keeping those gains while advocating for enforcement to protect against the illegal trafficking of chemical abortion drugs into our state. These victories are for Andrew, Jacqueline, and Gemma. They're for families across Texas who will now have the resources, clarity, and compassion they need in life's most challenging moments. They're for our smallest Texans, the unborn babies whose stories have yet to be told. And they're possible because of you. your prayers, your presence, your financial support. We're deeply grateful for your commitment to our cause. We cannot do this without our Leadership Circle members and our friends like you. This is a people-focused mission, and we're so grateful to share this journey with you. And as we look ahead, we do so with hope, unity, and determination, continuing together to change hearts and save lives in Texas and across our nation. Thank you.